Hello everybody, I'm here again. I did this look right here. Today I went out, and so in between my Indian or Arabian series, I decided to record this nice smoked out pinkly purpley with like birds of paradise yellow look that I have on now. And I really just looked at the color of my blouse and chose some colors, and I like the way it came out, and I'm glad I recorded it, and I decided I'd share it. And this is really the type of look that wouldn't translate that much on camera, but would be good for going out. So I like to do those two, because if you're gonna put on, or if you're gonna recreate anybody's looks on YouTube, you want to make sure that you tone it down well enough to look, well, normal when you're outside. And what translates through camera and what I'm saying is normal in your everyday setting is two totally different things, and I'm going to do a video just on that so that there's no confusion. The type of makeup that you guys see that comes through your cameras, whether it be on Instagram or on YouTube, is different. If you try and apply the volume and the type of products that I see in many videos, and I myself have made videos just recently with the same volume and types of products, that would translate well on camera, but would not have translated well if I would have walked out into the street. So I'm going to do a video just on that so that everybody understands the difference. There's editorial makeup, there's all types of makeup. There's costume makeup, and then there's everyday makeup. And I sort of tend to do the type of makeup that I myself, like today, would wear on a day out or a night out. And then I like to do editorial type of stuff that translates very nicely in photographs or through the lens that I'm looking through right now, but would not translate so well if I was to put on a dress and walk out in the street. I'd look like a drag queen. And not that I have anything against that. That's beautiful makeup too, regardless of what gender is wearing it. It's beautiful and it's very creative. And I'm going to do one of those too. But it doesn't translate into real life. And that's what I'm trying to differentiate here. Because what can happen is, many of you watching these videos who are not really that good with makeup or don't have any technical training, and you watch these videos, and just by volume of product or the type or the texture, like I'll put an example, foundation. If you use a creamy foundation, that translates a lot better because it's thicker in its texture on camera than it does if you go out. The type of foundation you really should wear, unless it's bare minerals, and that's the only exception I would put, would be very liquidy type of makeup. Why? Because it's very thin in its texture, and it translates better to blending into your skin and looking like it's yours, and not that somebody will walk past you or be standing next to you and see the amount of makeup you have sitting on the top of your skin. To me, that is not the real purpose of everyday makeup. To me, in my very humble opinion, everybody's different. To me, makeup is meant to accentuate your own natural beauty. It's not made to make, it's not made to make you look like someone else or make you look like a clown. And to me, if I see somebody in the street who's got a really thick cream foundation on that I can see with a bunch of powder on top of it, I can see it sitting on top of their skin, that to me looks ridiculous in person. And it is not the purpose of why we're wearing it. We're wearing it to bring out our natural features, and with the exception of the eyeshadows, because that's a fashion statement more or less. And or like I've said before, you can also use it to change the shape of your eyes. Absolutely you can. So, but for the most part, I hope I'm making sense. For the most part, to me and the way I was trained, makeup is supposed to enhance, accentuate your own natural beauty. And your foundation is made to look like it's your skin. It's supposed to blend in there, your blush as well. And that's why you'll notice when I use these liquid blushes, the biggest reason behind that is that it looks like it's a very natural flush. That it's mine. It's just I'm flushing from within. And that's a type of makeup that I personally would wear out into the street. Again, without, with the exception of the eyeshadow. I don't always wear eyeshadow, or I'll wear just a small amount right here in the socket area just to give some definition there. But today I went out to a party. And so this was a little bit more festive. I recorded it. I hope you guys like it. And if you want to recreate any type of makeup, look for the ones that translate into real life. So this is an exact purple to the purple that's on my shirt. And it's on my lips. I don't know how it translates through camera, but it looks the exact same color of my shirt. And, well, that's why I chose it. This here, I believe, is by Maybelline, if I'm not mistaken. And the color is, well, I can't read all of this. Pretty and Plum. 405. You guys are interested? It's a very beautiful, beautiful shade of purple. Same purple again that's on my shirt. And so sort of like matchy makeup. And so that is what I have on my lips. And with all of that said, the rest of the products that I have used, once again, I will discuss in my narration. I hope you guys like this, and I'll see you guys soon with the third Indian Arabian look. Bye-bye. Okay, as per usual, here are the brushes I'll be using, and I am preparing my eyes. That is the Wet n Wild. I always use primer. After that, I will not be using the concealer. I'm going to go straight into the NYX white pencils. And the other one that I'm using is by LA Colors, and that is just to give these colors more vibrance. They're going to be pinks and purples and the yellow that I described in my introduction. It's like a Birds of Paradise type of yellow. It's very beautiful, very tropical. So I'm mixing both of them because mixing both of them gives me a whiter base. So there goes the first color, and I'm using both the BH Cosmetics palette as well as the Coastal Scents palette because the colors that I want are not, unfortunately, just in one palette. Please ignore the background noise. That's my dog, and he's got to use bathroom. So that's the Birds of Paradise yellowish orangey color, and that's just going in my socket area, high and low. Then I take a creamy color, and that is a matte. It's going to go in the inner corner of my eye and on my brow bone. And that is a shader brush. I believe that's by e.l.f. I put this in high speed so that we can get through this one a little bit faster. And then there goes the like hot pink, very vibrant poppy pink. And that's going to go from the outer corner right above the pupil and stop. And it is going up into the Birds of Paradise. Just a little bit on the lower socket. And as you can see, it's a very smoky look, so there are no precise lines. I'm just smoking it out, blending it out, and that's the Wet n Wild blending brush that I have. And it does both, lays down the color and then blends everything out for you. Back in with the shader brush, and I take a really light tannish color over the creamy color I used previously in that area. And then taking that brush there is by Echo Tools, and I'm picking up that purple. And this is a smaller angled brush because I'm working in a much smaller area. And that purple is going just right into the pink at the end of the eye, and just blending right into the pink. It's not going to overshadow it, it's just going to blend right into it. And I'm going back with the pink. So I do this process twice actually. And that just darkens the colors, and then I just go back and reblend anytime I apply shadows. I'm taking that dark purple and I'm going under the eye, and here I have finished that process and using the Sephora Very Black Waterproof Liner. I'm lining the bottom water lines, and then with my e.l.f. cream liner, and again, I always say this in every video, it's extra pigmented, so you have to be careful when you lay this down. And that's an e.l.f. liner brush that I'm using. I have several of those, and I love them. So just doing regular lining, there's no cat eye here. This is just a smoked out eye. The lining is a little precise, but I'm going to blend it on the upper eye, right up here. I'm going to come in with a with those brushes that are really, and mine is generic, really angled and have a really angled edge. I'm just going to go right over the top liner and blend it out a little bit. But on the bottom, it's just a very precise, very bold line. And then it just comes to a natural end at the end of the eye, both top and bottom. Brows and lashes are done off camera, and the lashes that I use, and I do show them to you, are by Salon Perfect, and they're the wispies, demi wispies. So continuing here to line, and there goes the angled brush that I tell you. I go to the top rim and just blend that out, soften it out. And as you can see, the lining comes to a very natural end at the end of the eyes. And then curling my lashes and using my Maybelline Star Wars mascara. I always do that before I put on my lashes. And I'm doing my bottom lashes. And then I'm going to go ahead and off camera do my brows and apply my demi wispies. There they go. And then here to the face makeup, and I'm using the Bare Skin by Bare Minerals, and I don't use that much anymore, but I do love it. And with a wedge or a beauty blender, I'm blending all of that out. I'm going to go on top of that with the powdered Bare Minerals, and mine is just the normal formula in medium. And I take a little bit more than what they actually recommend, because otherwise you do not get very much coverage. So I just use just a tiny bit more than what they recommend. And then I'm going to be using by Bare Minerals also their Warmth, just to warm up the face like a bronzer. And there's no blush. Well, actually, that's a lie. I do use a blush that's very close to this color. It's like a beigey satiny, and it's by LA Colors. And this lipstick here is by e.l.f. It's like a cross between a maroon and a red. And I line my lips with a very dark pink. And that, well, that's not it. Excuse that wetness under my nose. I don't know what that is. And then with the lip stain, that's by Wet n Wild, I go over that. And then I'm going to use the Pearl by Physicians Formula for just a little bit of highlight. And that is it, guys. I will see you in my next video, and thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.